Hey guys, I'm sick. So instead of recording an LP part, I'm going to rant about why I don't like shooters. Yeah, because fuck shooters. I don't. Okay, no, not don't like. I don't know. Guess. Okay, so here we go. What the fuck happened to back in the day when you could go into the freaking store and you had a fucking variety. I said that weird. What the hell? You had a variety of games. Like platformers, RPGs, racers, uh, freaking fighters, and then the occasional shooter. You weren't like always like, oh, there's a shooter coming out next month, and then after that, you know, it was like, oh, every once in a while, hey, it's a okay shooter. It wasn't just like, oh man, there's another fucking one coming out right after this one, and it's the same fucking thing. I get why people like them. Like, yeah, they're fun, like in small doses. And even then, only in multiplayer. And even then, it's kind of a pain in the butt to play because you're like, oh, this guy is kind of fucking owning me, and he's like way good at the game, and I just barely started. I mean, when you think about it, all shooter stories are fucking bland. They're all basically the same fucking thing with their controls. They're all generic. They're all, hey, shoot that guy to win, and then that's pretty much it. Like, oh, okay, fucking, I've played this before. The only difference, if even a difference at all, is super minor, and it's that, oh, you're not playing as that one guy. That's it. That's fucking it. You're just not that one guy. Oh, for Halo, it's Master Chief. For Call of Duty, it's some army guy that's never the same. For fucking Gears of War, it's Marcus Phoenix or whoever the fuck you happen to be playing as. It's just never the same guy that you're playing. That's the only difference. It's always the same with everyone. It's like, oh, you shoot and that's it, and there you go. Oh, the recoil is different on this gun. Wow. Find me a fucking river. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. I understand why they like it. It's like, oh, it's fun. It's short bursts and stuff. I just said that like 2 minutes ago. It wasn't even 2 minutes ago. It was like a couple of seconds, but whatever. It gets on my nerves when these games win Game of the Year, and it's like, yeah, because nothing else came out. Like, literally nothing came out. Oh, this is literally the release thing. Shooter, 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 platformer, shooter, 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 fighter, shooter, 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 fighter, 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 shooter, 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 RPG, shooter, 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 shooter. That's all that comes out. It's sad. It's fucking sad. I mean, companies just don't know what they're doing anymore. They're just in it for the money now. And it's just like, I can't name more than 5 companies that are doing a variety of games. Most companies are sticking to one fucking thing, and then just being cash cow companies like, oh, just pay for this game, and that's what we're gonna keep doing. I mean, Capcom is pretty much that now too, because all they're doing is fighters and the occasional Resident Evil. Yeah, there was a freaking Mega Man Anniversary game, but that wasn't even made by them. It was made by some guy that happened to be backed by Capcom. So I was like, oh, yeah, thanks, I guess. I mean, I downloaded the game. It's alright. It's got flaws. But, back in the day, shooters, when they did came out, at least they were unique. They weren't the same freaking thing. Where it was like, oh, it's shoot this guy and win. Yeah, it was that. But it was different. It wasn't the same angle. It wasn't the same characters. It wasn't the same art style. It wasn't the same anything. Take Wild Guns for example, which was a pretty fucking good game. You had 2 characters, and then you had the crosshairs, which you could put pretty much anywhere on the screen and shoot people. It was like, oh man, this is actually pretty fucking fun. And take Contra, which is a shooter too, I guess, in a sense, which is totally different from Wild Guns. It wasn't put the crosshair anyone on the screen. It was, oh, control this guy's gun, aim it up and down, and all that crap. You know, when you compare to Day, it's like, oh, well, it's kind of all the fucking same. You're just controlling a crosshair. That's all you're doing. Oh, alright, I guess I'll control this crosshair, because it doesn't matter where my gun is in my hand. It's all gonna shoot in the same spot. I mean, yeah, there are some shooters that are actually made kind of uniquely. Whereas, like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, Bioshock is the one game that pops in my head when I think about that. And for this rant, for the purpose of this rant, Bioshock is technically a shooter. So, I mean, yeah, it is. And it did things right. And then everyone was like, oh, let's copy Bioshock. Which was like, oh, alright. I don't know, just, it feels like the industry standard was lowered at some point to where it's just, hey, let's all copy one guy and do what they're doing. Because, yeah, there's other games that are copied too. Like God of War got copied for a while. Devil May Cry also got copied for a little while. Mario, when it was popular back in the day, was copied for a little bit. You know, yeah, you're always gonna get those guys that wanna emulate what you did, and I guess sort of try to create popularity for themselves, so you guys buy their games instead. But it's just, it seems like a better idea to just come up with your own thing. I mean, yeah, I mean, fuck. It's sort of a slap in the face when you realize that it's all the same. You're just playing the same game, different. It's like dating. Yeah, it's like dating a girl, and then you're like, oh, I gotta go, and you go and date the same girl. It's just, oh, she just put a wig on. And it's the same fucking girl. She's just wearing a fucking wig. You know what I mean? It's that's what it feels like. Don't give me that bullcrap about, oh, Far Cry 3 and, you know, fucking, it was good, it was original. No, it wasn't. It copied Fallout. And I know what you're thinking, oh, well, freaking, we're talking about Far Cry, the original one came out way before, or whatever. Well, then fucking one of them copied each other. I don't care. It's not the same. One of them came out before, oh, it's unique, whatever. And yeah, they're pretty good. Borderlands, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. It's not. It's kind of slow. I don't like it when things are slow. It's just like, I mean, I don't want things to be like super, oh, you're fast and shit Sonic crap. Because that's not very good either. But it's just like, make it a moderate speed. Don't make me just fucking be like, oh, I'm just walking around. And I can't run at all. That's the one thing that got me out of Fallout when I first played it. I was just like, dude, I'm fucking walking around like a freaking a dumb. It's freaking terrible. You have to wait till at least 10 levels in to be able to freaking run, which is dumb. You should have given run at the beginning. God. But I'm not here to rant about why Fallout's bad or why it's good or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like shooters are they're all generic. They're all the same thing. I'm gonna shoot this guy for this reason. I'm gonna shoot this guy for this reason. And everyone's probably gonna be like, oh, why didn't you lump in Grand Theft Auto shooter? It's a shooter. Yeah, it's a shooter, but it's a freaking sandbox shooter. There's a difference. And I know you're gonna be like, well, Far Cry 3 is a sandbox shooter. No, it's not. It's not. You level up. It's different. In Grand Theft Auto, you don't level up. I don't know. Like, I guess people are gonna be like, hey, your opinion's pretty bad. But I don't care. That's why it's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You have your own opinion. We don't all have the same one. I don't know. I keep saying that because I really don't know. Like, I don't know how people are gonna receive this or whatever. I don't know. I'm bad at grammar. All right, fuck off. I'm sick. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, that's just my little rant, I guess. And yeah, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, freaking other games have guns, and they're not shooters." For that instance that you're shooting the gun, technically it is, because that's what it feels like. It's just you're aiming across there and you're shooting. And also, what the hell's the deal with freaking tutorialing up shooters? I know how to fucking shoot. It's been the same button for fucking years. It's always fucking trigger right, right trigger or R1 or R2. It's always right whatever. It's never a different fucking button. It's always the same shit. You don't have to tell me how to shoot. And also, don't tell me how to freaking follow a cop or follow whoever, because I know it's part of the fucking mission. I know what I'm doing. Don't treat me like a 5-year-old that doesn't know what's going on. Which, by the way, why are freaking 10-year-olds playing online and freaking Black Ops and all that crap? Yeah, I play the games. That's why I have an opinion on them. Because if you don't play a game, what's the point? I mean, it's like, I get it, kid. You know, like when you play the game and then they feel like they got cheated for whatever reason, lag, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're always like, "Man, you fucking cheated." Blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, I get it, kid. It's happened before. Grow the fuck up. Or better yet, stop playing. God, go play something else. Go play outside. God. I guess that's pretty much it for this rant. I mean, I have nothing else to say. I mean, I guess I could just keep going, but, you know, ranting about how tutorials have gotten way too preachy. Which by preachy, I mean they keep going for no reason. Which it could be, I mean, you could fix tutorials so easily. Just put a off and on button for it. You know? Before you start the game, it should pop up a freaking little menu that says, "Do you want tutorials to be on?" And then you say no, then tutorials should be fucking off. And then you'll be like, "Oh, well, if you're a new player, and you decide to say, yes, I want tutorials because I don't know how to play yet," then they'll be like, "Okay, well, here's a tutorial, or here's a tutorial stage, or whatever." Then that'll be fine. People would have agreed to it. They wouldn't have to spend 30 minutes learning how to play a fucking game. Which is fucking annoying because it's like, ugh. And besides, who wants to spend 30 minutes learning how to play a game when you could be playing the actual game? Isn't that what demos are for? Demos should be just to teach you how to play a game. Yeah, but then I guess people would be like, "Man, this game's just a tutorial, what the hell?" Now I'm thinking like a video game developer. Thinking people are stupid and actually believe that crap. I don't know. Yeah, that was my rant. I guess I'll stop now. Forgive me for my sickness. It's really hard for me to talk right now. Because, it's my throat and stuff. His throat, You've probably been sucking it, Fucking shut up.